Welcome to the On The Go podcast. I'm Josh. You know who I am. This is Paige.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for maybe not killing me in your car.
Yeah, I'll do my best. Hang on. Yeah, especially because we're in NDG right now and it's like just potholes galore.
That's all. That's the whole road.
If you haven't seen my rant video, then go take a look at that. But also, it's about the potholes.
The whole rant video is about potholes?
Well,
There's a lot to talk
it's a 4-minute rant video.
Oh, okay.
It's not like it's a long rant video, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. So today we're going to talk about a very appropriate thing to be talking about in a car. Beer!
Beer!
Beer making! So you have made your own beer.
Yes, we've made...
And I've tried it, and it's good. I like it.
Our second one wasn't. Weirdly, our first beer we made was like by far our best so far.
Yeah.
Which is like not what I was expecting.
And then I guess you're just having trouble replicating that now.
Yeah, well, we grew some mold. That was fun.
Okay.
Yeah. Nick made beer on his own.
Cool.
Nick's the person I make beer with. Sounds weird. And I left him to his own devices, and he just, like, royally
fucked it up.
So we were going to go bottle it, and then I looked in, like, the bucket, and I was like, that looks like mold. He's like, what? No. And I'm like, there's just, like, little furry circles floating on the top, and I was like, I don't want to drink this.
Yeah, oh no.
So.
That's not good.
Threw that out.
Yeah, that's not good. Oh boy.
Just started laughing.
Yeah, seriously. So how'd you get into that? When did you start? Or how did you start, rather?
It was, like, sort of weird, because Nick's been talking about wanting to make beer for a while, like, since the summer.
Yeah.
And then I came back from Christmas break. Yeah, this is the lady on the scooter.
Yeah, she's on a scooter.
She's just whipping.
Yeah.
Came back from Christmas break, and we had, like, a week before class starts.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, oh, like, what do you want to do? It's cold out. Who wants to go outside?
Yeah.
Not us. So Nick's just like, oh, let's make beer. And I was like, sure, okay, we'll make beer.
And then suddenly you're like, wow, this guy's serious.
And then, like, suddenly we're, like, walking to a local beer store in the Plateau.
Yeah.
And, like, are standing in this beer store, literally just going, hey, we want to make beer. How do you do it? And
yeah.
the guy's like, what do you want? And we're like, stuff to make beer. Like, we went in, like, knowing nothing. And he's like,
okay.
so you, do you know what you want to make? We're like, you own a beer store. We thought you could tell us.
Yeah.
And then when we got all the stuff, we went home, and Nick had to go build IKEA furniture for someone.
Okay.
So I was just, like, left in his house doing absolutely nothing. So I read about making beer for, like, 3 hours. So I'd say I'm a bit of an expert. One day we're like, okay, let's just go buy stuff to make beer.
Cool.
And now it's been a bit of an operation ever since.
Bit of an operation here? That sounds funny.
Driving in Montreal makes me so anxious.
That's also what part of the rant video is about. Just Montreal drivers. I was filming something for somebody else, and somebody was just like blasting it, he was doing 50, or she, I don't know who it was, 50 in a 30 zone in front of a school, and there's like all these kids there, and I was just like, really? Like, come on. It's just one of those moments.
Did you have to do that?
Yeah, so I took a video, and then, like, while I'm filming, this guy just, like, blows through a stop sign. The Montreal driving is pretty whacked.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But back to beer.
Beer.
We're going off topic here.
Beer.
Do you know what kind of beer you've made? Or has it kind of just been, you followed the process and now you just have beer?
Well, the first beer we made, we got, like, a little kit.
Okay.
So we made an ale the first time.
That's
maybe.
cool.
That's what it said on the little bucket of malt extract. So we made an ale the first time. I have no idea what we did the second time.
Okay.
Because we just went in. We're like, oh, yeah, like, we want to try something different. So he just, like, gave us hops and, like, gave us malt extract and was like, do this. Here's some yeast.
Was that the one that I tried?
No, that was the second one that's, like, a little flat.
Okay, yeah, because the one that I tried was pretty hopsy.
Yeah. Yeah, he also gave us hops for that one.
I didn't quite like it.
Yeah, no, it was good. So I have no idea what we did the second time. The third time, it grew mold, so... And I wasn't there when he made it. And then this past...
Did you ask the guy at the store about the mold on top? Like, if that's bad? I'm assuming it is, but...
Well, Nick, like, dropped... Because, you know, like, you've made beer.
Yes.
So, you know, you have to, like, sanitize everything.
Yeah.
So Nick just kept dropping stuff.
Oh.
Into the beer. He just, like... So we got, like, live yeast. So it's like you're supposed to sanitize the whole outside of the package, like sanitize the cigars, cut it open and then like pour it in.
Yeah.
So he didn't sanitize the outside of the package it came in, and like
Okay.
as he was pouring it in, he dropped the whole thing in, and he told me that, and I was just like,
yeah, you can get away with, like, you don't have to be super paranoid about the cleaning, but like you should clean most things. Like it's pretty important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So literally was just like, oh yeah, I dropped this in, and then we dropped these in, and I was like,
oh my god.
What? So I don't know what happened with that. Oh, I've been to this park.
This park here?
Yeah, I ran around it a bunch of times.
Yeah. Get off.
Beer.
Yeah, back on topic.
Saturday? Probably Saturday. We made cider. We made hard cider. Which it like takes longer.
Yes.
We've been told.
Yeah, it does.
So, and then like we're kind of busy right now, coming up on exams. So like, oh, it's like the perfect time where we don't have time to actually do stuff like every week or so.
Yeah, for sure.
So you just put it in and you just leave it.
How many liters? What are you using? Glass demi-jans, like the big glass bottles?
We have a plastic jug and a glass carboy.
Okay, carboys. Okay,
so we're doing like you like start it in the plastic and then we move it to the glass.
Cool.
At least with our beer we do that. I don't know what we're doing for our cider yet, but we bought 18 boxes of Oasis apple juice.
18? Oh, Oasis apple juice?
Yeah, like the little rectangles.
Okay.
Because like that was like
I'm skeptical.
All we could really find that would work in the grocery store.
Yeah, I'm a little skeptical, Paige.
But I never want to see a box of Oasis apple juice ever again.
Yeah, okay. Here.
Yeah.
Here.
We couldn't find any actual like cider.
Yeah, you have to wait for the apple orchards to open.
Yeah. Nick was saying he has an apple tree in his yard. So he's like, oh, we can juice our own apples in the summer. And I was like, yeah,
you need a lot of apples.
That sounds so fun. Let's make 5 gallons of apple juice.
Yeah, you seriously need a ton of apples for that.
Yeah.
That kind of operation.
So it could be a fun weekend project. But...
Yes. Ivor, hello. I know he doesn't watch these videos.
Oh.
Because he thinks they're shite. Fucking guy. Anyway.
I haven't seen any of his videos.
Yeah.
I'm like covering my hand from.
Yeah.
So
Definitely nobody heard you say that.
It's a holy hump.
Holy hump. Ooh. Okay. What is this?
I was just
What is
looking at that too. I have no idea.
It's like the yellow line in the middle of the road just decided to go.
Like if there was a median in the middle of the road, but it's
there's
just
no median. Oh,
the road doesn't extend on either side.
Oh, wait, never mind.
Yeah, I didn't know what those lines were for.
Yeah, I thought they were the little bumps.
No, yeah, but no. Why'd you pick this street?
Yeah, I thought this was going to be a lot smoother because it's like a suburbia area.
Oh, suburbia loves their
They love but they also love their smooth roads, which is not what's going on here. For some reason, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Are they trying to like slow you down?
With what? The weird
the
curvy
little
bits?
weird lines. Like, was that their game plan?
I think so. I think that's their game plan. What were we talking about before I chose this terrible street to drive on?
Cider?
Oh, yeah. What about this? Oh, yeah, Oasis apple juice.
Oasis apple juice.
Do you think that's going to be... Like, did you talk to anybody about that?
The internet. We talked to the internet.
Okay, and what did the internet have to say?
The words they used. There was, like, a couple things that couldn't be in the juice you used.
Okay.
So we, like, read the back of it, and it's like, it doesn't have this.
Okay.
So, like, we think we're good, but...
Right.
If anything, we, like, just are gonna have apple juice at the end.
Yeah. Fair
so...
enough. And it's Oasis apple juice, so it's not like you spent a lot of money on it.
No, yeah. It's just... Who actually just, like, is like,
Oasis apple juice.
Let's just have a glass of apple juice.
Yum, yum.
I love apple juice.
Yeah.
No one else
You
drinks.
could get away with using... Well, actually, I don't know. Maybe the Oasis will work brilliantly. We don't know. We don't know. We have to find out.
I'll tell you in, like,
Exactly.
a couple months.
But what probably would work better, maybe, is this... I think it's called Tradition. This company called Tradition. They make juices, and their apple juice is... it's just pressed apple juice. It's nothing else.
Yeah.
It's a bit more expensive because
we went up to it and there was a bunch of juices like that, but there was apple and pear.
Yeah,
there
there's
was
a lot of
like
mixes.
There was like everything but apple, and we're just standing there being like, well,
we're getting Oasis.
I guess we'll look through the rest of the store.
Yeah.
But then, like, some people on the internet said they even used, like, the frozen concentrate cans.
What? Really?
Yeah. So I feel like if that will make shitty cider,
Yeah.
like, we can make shitty cider out of Oasis apple juice.
Yeah, seriously.
Like...
I guess you'll find out, right?
in, like, a month or
Yeah.
so.
Is that how long you have to wait? A month?
Literally everything said a different time. Yeah, some internet videos about beer making are, like, kind of funny. There's just this guy that had, like, he made hard cider in, like, a plastic jug.
Mm-hmm.
And just, like, he only fermented it for, like, 2 weeks.
Okay.
And I was like, no.
No.
But then, like, people are like, you should wait a year. And I'm like,
Whoa, okay, no.
what? Whoa. It's like 6 months to a year. And I'm like,
No. Honestly, some of the videos that I've found, like, for beer making and stuff, because sometimes you have questions and you go onto the internet because that's what you do.
That is what we do.
Because you don't want to talk to actual people
No.
because that would just be too much.
Horrible.
And so you get this guy who's just, like, in his basement and he's putting his jugs and stuff on, like,
a little plastic table.
or like an ironing board. I saw this guy put his stuff on an ironing board and he's just like, I've got my yeast, and he's just like, he like pulls this like crumbly packet out of his pocket and he's like, I'm putting the yeast in. I should probably be driving instead of mimicking this weird guy crumbling his yeast into the thing. And he's just like in a really like dirty t-shirt with a coffee stain on it and he's like, I might make my own alcohol. And you're like, I'm sure you do, buddy.
Oh. I'm sure that's all you do.
I'm sure that's the only thing you make in your basement. Jeez. But yeah, it's fun stuff.
Or it's like all of the actual like professional, where it's like, oh, you bought our kit, right? And now you're watching our video about the kit we
course.
the kit from our company that you bought. So we're gonna say all of these things that have to do specifically with the kit you bought of ours.
So if you bought our kit, you'll know that it comes with the double plunger swisher mover, whatever.
Yeah, and you're like, what?
You're like, okay, that is a whisk. I have a whisk, but all right.
So thanks. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Or Nick is a big believer of Reddit.
Reddit. It's Reddit something, all right.
So, but there's a subreddit for home brewing.
Oh, that's cool.
And literally, like, every time we go to make beer, he's just, like, on it, and I'm like...
Yeah.
Reddit.
Probably the best thing you do is just talk to people, which sounds terrible. People.
Yeah.
But talking to people about that stuff who've done it.
No, yeah. The beer
idea.
store that we do go to, like, the only beer store we go to. I don't know, are there that many home brewing stores in Montreal?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Because I know there's one. And that's it.
Yeah.
But he's just like this single dude. He's like, it's his store.
He's just there.
He's just there. I don't know what it's called. I just walk there and then I'm there.
Mm-hmm. That tends to be what happens when you go somewhere.
It smells like beer in there, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he like, we always like, if we ask him questions, he's like, oh yeah, and he just like gives you the answer like it's common knowledge, and you're like, oh yeah, was I supposed to know that?
What's going on
Probably
here?
gonna be in French, so you're gonna have to.
What's gonna be in French?
The sign.
Yeah,
Surveillance.
Well, I speak French. I live
That's
here.
why I was saying you're gonna have to do it because
I live here.
Although surveillance is first. That's not Hampstead surveillance.
Yeah, they're pretty intense. I used to live in Hampstead. They used to stop me all the time because they didn't believe that I lived here because I guess I didn't dress like a Hampstead kid.
Is that not the worst thing?
Why? Yeah. Oh, definitely not the worst thing. But there's like, why are you wearing a leather jacket? And like,
why are you not wearing
black
a blue
jeans.
polo?
Yeah.
With a little sweater over top with some Sperry's and some khakis.
Precisely.
Why are you not wearing that?
Why are you wearing that? And I was like, I live right... Because they always stop me for some reason when I was like right next to my house. Either right in front or right next to my house.
My house right there.
And I'd be like, I live here. And they'd be like, oh, okay.
Oh, sure.
Right.
Stare at you while you go in.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, okay, relax. Look at this. Look at that. Why did they need to put these things up?
The pillars?
Yeah, there's not even pillars. It's just like a stone thing.
Oh, let's just put a stone wall right in front of our door.
People will know we have money if we put useless fucking things over in front of our doors.
Their handrails are gold.
Yeah. Cool. This guy's, you trying to go around me, buddy? Oh no, he's just parking. Never mind.
It's like a valid thing to think that'll just whip by you.
It's just, I don't know what car that was, but it seemed like the kind of guy in the kind of car that would
Yeah.
cut around in front of you.
I have no idea how I would get to the
Police! Make me nervous.
Like, granted, I always, like, check to see if I have my seatbelt on. Not that I can, like, look in and be like, oh, she doesn't have her seatbelt on.
Yeah.
You always gotta check, though.
Yeah, precisely. These guys are gonna go. You're gonna go, lady.
Oh,
Go.
oh.
Thank you, lady, for stopping in the middle of the thing. Not what I wanted you to do.
Thank you for making something even more dangerous.
Yeah, I was just making sure these guys were stopping. Because they just wouldn't stop. Usually that tends to be what happens.
Yeah.
So beer.
Beer, what?
Back to beer.
What's beer?
What is beer? Yeah, Paige, tell us what is beer.
Beer is fermented sugar.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the byproducts of fermenting sugar are ethyl alcohol
Ooh.
and CO2.
Nice.
Yeast. I really should remember what kingdom it falls into.
What?
Oh, it's bacteria. No? Yeah.
Yeast is a bacteria, yeah.
Bacteria, phyla. I don't know what phyla it falls under, guys. I'm sorry. I'm really letting you down.
It's alright. If you're wanting to make a... Wow, God, I can't talk. Must be the beer. No, take that back. No.
It's 11 in the morning.
Yeah.
We don't start till, like, at least noon.
If you want to make a beer video, don't watch this video. If you want to make beer, don't watch this video. God damn it.
Not drunk.
Not drunk, no. Just driving.
Talking to people is probably the best way to do it. The goal of making beer always seems to, like, everyone's, like, to have, like, an all-grain setup.
Okay.
Which just seems, like, really complicated. And, like,
what is an all-grain setup?
Beer. So, most people who start making beer, you have, like, malt extract.
Yes.
Which is, like, all the work is done for you. They've, like, fermented, they've, like, broken down all the sugars into stuff that yeast can, like, transform into alcohol.
Okay.
So, like, to go from, like, starch and, like, gluten that's in grain and, like, transform it into sugars that work, you have to... Is that your house?
That's my old house.
32?
Yep, 32. Not going to say the street.
I was trying to find it, but...
Yeah, maybe don't say that.
Maybe don't say that. That'd be weird.
Say that. Not that it matters. Anyone who's watched this so far is people that I know, so...
So all grain, it's like you have to, like, boil all the grain into, like, a mash, and, like, you have to try to, like, break down all the sugars yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it means.
Yeah. No,
like, I know what it means, but, like...
Yeah, I know what that is.
So it's like you have to do things
for the...
at, like, very specific temperatures to, like, break down specific chains of sugar.
Yeah.
So you just need, like, a lot of, like, equipment and a lot of, like, patience and, like, a lot of skill.
Yeah.
That, like, I don't...
So a whole bunch of things you don't have.
Yeah. So, but we have...
Patience.
So he was, like, we were talking to him, and it's like, oh, yeah, like, grains seem, like, I don't know what to do with those. So it's like you can just, like, flavor your beer with grains.
Okay.
Which is what we did. I should bring you some beer.
Yeah.
Of that. But we're just, like, standing in the beer store, and we're just, like, sitting in the back, and he, like, hands us a handful of grains, and we didn't know what to do with it. We're like, why did you hand us these?
Wow.
And, like, we weren't sure if he wanted us to eat them or not, or, like, smell them. So we just started smelling them, because, like, I'm not just gonna start eating them. That's weird. And he just, like, looks at us, but he's like, eat them. And we're like, okay.
Yeah.
And we just, like, eat some, and it was literally, like, the best.
Oh, yeah.
It was like you were eating a cookie.
Oh, nice.
But then he gave us some, like, the other grains, like the grains that you actually would mash to make beer, and they taste, like, completely different. They're, like,
sure.
They're, like burnt a little.
Yeah.
It's, like, kind of with the taste. So I just, like, kept eating them, and I was just like, oh, this is the best ever. So, yeah, it's, like, funny, because, yeah, we go to him, and it's, like, you could tell he just, like, knows so much, because, like, this is his whole life. It's just, like, making beer.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
Yeah.
That's fun.
So
we gotta go check out this place. Or I do. You know what
I really should know what it's called.
Yeah.
It's, like, up near Mount Royal.
Cool. Plateau area, you said, I think, earlier?
Plateau, Mile End. Cool. Not that I really know what the boundaries are.
Right. Fair enough. So, let's end this off on some beer.
Beer.
Future expectations? Are you going to be making more beer?
What's
the plan?
Well, when we first started, Nick had this brilliant idea of making a new batch every week.
Whoa.
So, like, every week we'd have 50 beers.
Yeah.
And then he realized how much 50 beers was.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, ooh, like the first time we bottled and we just like looked at all the bottles we had and we're like,
whoa, yeah.
How are we supposed to drink all of this?
Yeah, seriously.
So I think even now we have like 75 bottles of beer in a room and we're just like staring at it being like, how are we supposed to drink all of this?
Yeah.
But I'm pretty excited to try, or I guess this is Nick is in software engineering.
Okay.
So he's a nerd, to say the least. So he wants to build a fridge, and he's going to put a temperature probe into the beer, so he can always keep the beer at the same temperature in the fridge. So I think that's, like, pretty exciting. I don't get what he's doing.
Keeping it at a steady temperature is a good idea.
Or to make a lager, you have to cold crash it.
Okay.
I've been told by him, and this is why he wants to build a fridge. So
with him and his subreddit? Yes,
him and his homebrew subreddit have informed him that he has to cold crash lagers.
Cool.
So I think that's his like summer project is to make a beer fridge.
Cool.
I don't know where we're gonna put it.
Yeah. In your beer room, I guess.
In our beer room that we obviously have. Because who doesn't have a beer room? This is
at his place, right? I'm assuming.
Yes, currently.
Okay. Cool.
So,
not that it matters. Nobody here understands
what we're talking about.
What the dealio is.
So just like a lot of beer, we'll probably like, or some subreddits of these posts. I don't know how Reddit works. You can like bottle it in Coke bottles, like the glass Coke bottles.
Yeah.
So you can just like walk around drinking beer and like nobody know.
Yeah. That's
so I think we should do a few of those.
Mm-hmm.
Because like
I don't know if you should reveal that secret. You let me know if you want me to keep that in or not. It's out.
It's out there.
Secret's out.
But like public drinking is definitely more frowned upon in Ontario than it is in Montreal.
Yeah. In one of my podcasts, I was driving down DeCarry, and there was just this guy. He was just like walked across the street drinking his beer, and then like put it down on the ground in front of the dep, and went into the dep and bought another beer, all in the span of like sitting at a red light. It was great.
Yeah.
I was just like, you go, sir.
So, not that we'll have big worries public drinking in Montreal parks.
Not that you're doing that.
No,
of course.
Especially no time before noon. Do you have any fun beer stories?
Yeah. So this beer, the one that I'm about to talk about, I didn't make.
Okay.
My friend did.
Okay.
With his dad, and but I was there to try it.
Okay.
I was there
the most important part.
The most important part. I was there for the drinking part.
Yes.
And they had added just a bit too much sugar. And what happened was that every time you'd
open a bottle, like priming sugar?
Every time we opened a bottle, the thing would just it just went everywhere. It just started first it'd be like a bit of a spray. But then it would just foam over the top, and we literally had to put it in a pot or something
every time
and let it sit for at least 10 minutes just because of the amount of foam coming out of it. Now the problem is that my friend and his dad, they've been doing it for like
a while
now.
Yeah.
So when they make beer, they make it in batches of like 150 liters or something like that. So
that is
they had
so much beer.
So they had like 75 liters of exploding beer. Of just beer that just fuzzed and popped and stuff. And the funny thing was that once the fizzing stopped, it was delicious.
It's delicious.
It was great beer. It just
boop. Yeah, we definitely have the opposite problem where all of our beers have like no head, and you're just like you pour it and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Well.
That's a proper ale because old ales they weren't fizzy. They didn't have any carbonation in it. So that's pretty traditional there. That's what we were going for. Yeah. Yeah. That was our game plan going into it. What we were doing. Yeah, beer's good. Beer is good. So yeah, so that's a beer story. The fuzzing exploding. Yeah, it was pretty gnarly. I'd like to make cider. That's definitely on the agenda when the apple orchard's open. I'm going to be doing that with my friend Ivor. Yes. So we'll be grabbing our... So not Oasis Sword apple juice, so like it won't be like as good. No. You gotta love Oasis apple juice. You're our competitors. Listen, okay? Not telling you any information. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't.
No. So that's cool.
Very hush-hush.
So we'll compare. We'll compare ciders and beers later on.
It's really just the alcohol content.
Yeah, we'll reconvene in a couple of months and we'll do another podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Sound good?
Well, we don't drink cider.
That we don't drink cider during.
No, that would be bad.
That would be very bad. All right. Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how to. I don't know how to talk
How to end?
to cameras.
How to end this? Just keep waving. It's fine. It's good. Yeah. Thanks for watching the On the Go podcast. If you want to like it and hit subscribe, that would be cool. It'd be cool if you did that.
So if I Google On the Go podcast, I'll find them?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. You have to go into onto YouTube. Okay. And then you type in On the Go podcast, and then
scroll all the way down.
No. The filter. You have to click on channel, and on the second page, somewhere in the middle, I'm there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So do that. All right.
It's not complicated at all.
No. Bye.
Bye.